Hello, everybody. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. We're going to have some really great discussions today. We're going to do some guided meditation. We're going to do some inner practice as well, too. And we're going to go into Q&A as well, too. So the distance healing is actually going to be done through the guided meditation today. We're going to do some healing work through the guided meditation. So again, we got lots to look forward to. If you guys do have questions, just put your questions on hold once we get into the Q&A segment. I'll be happy to take any questions that you guys have on any subject you like. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started firstly with some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing, apparel, and accessories imbued with spirit source energy to heal, rejuvenate, detoxify, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
And as I promised in yesterday's broadcast, the final episode of New Earth Insights, that I was going to have an update regarding the Healing Code cards and a coupon code. And so here is the coupon code. So this applies to every product on healingcodecards.com. Okay, from the body deck, the mind deck, the energy deck, both the printed editions and the digital editions. Now this Sunday is the release of the mind deck version 2, or basically the second edition of the mind deck, where there's 44 cards, and that's just available in the digital edition. So again, I'll be making an announcement through YouTube, through the YouTube posts and Facebook and my newsletters as well too. So there will be an announcement for the brand new second edition of the Mind Deck that will be launching this Sunday, firstly in digital edition, and then as we get probably around November, December, the printed physical edition of the Mind Deck second edition will come out. So I'm excited to launch this. It's going to be great. But in the meantime, you can use the promo code SUMMER15, okay, all capital letters, just as you see here, SUMMER15, and it's one use limit per customer. So once you use it, you just use it one time, okay? And this is good till August 7th, okay? So just go to healingcodecards.com, grab the order that you like. Make sure you put the promo code SUMMER15 in it. You'll just see at the shopping cart page, enter a promo code, click on that little link, and then just put that in all capital letters, SUMMER15. Okay, and for private sessions, like I said, I am all booked for private sessions now, up for the whole year, but I do have some space for 3-question private sessions by email. I am booking for September for the 3-question emails. So again, you can go to newearthteachings.com and you can book your 3-question emails. Remember that 3-question emails are done offline. So I basically do a recording and send it to you afterwards. So go ahead and check that out. And all videos on the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel are backed up onto Odyssey, and you'll find the video description in the link in the video description below, odyssey.com/@newearthteachings, so you can join that as well too. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with New Earth TV Live today. Again, thank you everybody for being here. Again, seeing more people from all over the world tuning in to New Earth TV Live. Had a great last episode of New Earth Insights yesterday. So again, just a reminder of the new format, everybody. I'm just going to be doing one webcast per week from now on. It's going to be every Friday, New Earth TV Live, but it is going to be extended to 2 hours. Okay. Today we're probably going to do maybe about an hour 15, something like that. But next week it'll be the full 2-hour format. So the first hour will be with guided meditation. It will be with inner practices and distance healing. And then the second hour of New Earth TV Live next week will be full Q&A. So you guys can ask any questions that you like, semi-personal or general in nature. Again, personal questions are saved for sessions, but semi-personal or general in nature pertaining to any subject that you'd like to discuss with me. And again, I'm still be doing the tarot. as well too. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and get the ball rolling, and we'll start off with the meditation today. So what we're going to be working with today is an inner healing meditation. So just as some of you may have joined me in the past relating to some other guided meditations I've done when it's come to the Akashic Records or exploring the astral plane and so forth, today we're going to be working with inner healing. So this is where our distance healing is going to be coming into effect altogether today through this meditation. So just get yourself nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable. Okay, and I want you just to be aware of your physical body as you just close your eyes. Getting yourself relaxed, making sure the spine is nice and straight. If you're laying on a bed, that's okay too. You can lay on a bed. I just recommend maybe just sitting in a chair right now, just making sure your spine is nice and straight, making sure your neck is nice and straight as well too, along with the spine. And with your eyes closed, we're just going to take some deep cleansing breaths in and out. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And one more time, inhale, exhale. So this will be a very simple guided meditation. It's not going to involve any advanced forms of visualization. It's not for the advanced. It's, again, for every particular person, no matter what level you're on, whether you're a beginner, whether you're intermediate, whether you're advanced, you can do this, okay? So just seeing yourself either seated or laying down, with your eyes closed, I just want you to see void all around you. Just seeing the blackness of void, 360 degrees around you, above, below, left, right, in front, and behind. And if you're seated in a chair, I just want you to feel yourself seated inside this void. If you're laying down, see yourself laying down on that couch or that bed, wherever you're laying down on. And again, just still seeing yourself surrounded in void with only the chair or the couch or the bed that is present with you. And now as you look up at the void, you're seeing this soft light starting to come down from the void and starting to bring itself closer and closer to you. As that light gets closer and closer, it's giving you simple telepathic instructions. Let yourself be relaxed. Let yourself enter a state of calmness. I will take it from here. And this light is just giving you a beautiful basking of soft, subtle, loving energy that fills every part of your body as its soft light shines down upon you, covering your entire body. And just let yourself absorb that beautiful, soft, subtle light that is coming from this spirit orb that is just above your head now. Just follow the breath as you breathe in the nose slowly and breathe out the nose slowly. Just let yourself surrender. Let yourself completely release any tension, any discomfort, any strain or stress. Just let it be released from the body. And you will see inside the void that as you release energy, you will actually see this energy being released from your body. You will see it as a type of dark mist that is emanating out of your body, wherever your tension is, at the head area, the neck, the back, the shoulders, the arms, the chest, the abdomen, the lower back, the waist, the hips, the legs, the feet. Wherever you feel there has been tension, you're seeing it now, leaving your body like a dark mist. And you're seeing the spirit orb above your head absorbing all of that dark mist completely into itself, transmuting that dark mist into divine spirit light. And now that spirit orb slowly moves from your head and is now just moving directly in front of you, directly in front of your foveal vision. And that spirit orb is now just telling you, be aware of what discomforts you. Be aware of what is causing problems within yourself, and surrender it to me. Be aware of any complications, whether those complications are physical in nature, whether they are emotional, whether they are mental. Just be aware of what you are feeling. Any physical aches, pains, sores, and stiffness, surrender it and see that mist leaving the body. Any emotional tensions, emotional uproars, emotional harshness that you feel within yourself, just surrender it, let it go, and let that dark mist leave the body. Any mental traumas, any mental barriers, any heavy belief systems that you know are causing you a great deal of suffering and struggle, let them go, and see that dark mist leaving your body. Just give up everything that represents discomfort, struggle, and suffering. Release it all so that the spirit orb can absorb all of it and bring all of those tensions, anxieties, discomforts, sufferings, and struggles to rest. So just give yourself a light scan, starting at the top of your head and slowly just moving down until you slowly get to the bottom of your feet. And any tension you see, just say within your mind, I release it. I release it. I release it. Tension in the neck, notice it. I release it. Tension in the shoulders, you notice it. I release it. Tension in the chest, in the stomach, just notice it. I release it. Just doing this with your entire body, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Just let it all go and let the spirit orb of light take care of it. And you're just feeling this beautiful warmth of soft, subtle light emanating from the spirit orb directly in front of you, as it is absorbing all of the tension, all of the dark mist that is being released from your body, just sucking it up like a tractor beam. Just like magnetic dust is being attracted to a larger magnet, all of that dust is being magnetized and absorbed into the subtle, loving spirit light orb directly in front of you. Let yourself be completely clean. Let yourself be completely polished and refined, just like a jewel that has been found in the rough, and you're now taking out a cleansing cloth and polishing that jewel so it shines brilliantly. You are that jewel, and the spirit orb is your cleansing cloth. You're being polished. You're being refined. You're being purified by the beautiful spirit light orb. And we'll just take another moment or two here of silence, just to let any other dark mist from the tensions and struggles within your body to be fully absorbed into the spirit light orb. And as you release all of that dark mist, feel your inner being. Feel the inner self. Feel how cleansed the inner being feels as you simply just let all those things go. Where you saw tension, you noticed it, and you gave the intention for that tension to be released. Just like a puff of that black mist that comes out once you've released it. And the spirit orb is there to completely absorb it, transmute it, so that that becomes spirit light. And now I just want you to feel yourself holding out both of your hands. You can either physically do this with both of your hands, or you can feel your astral body just holding out your hands, ready to receive something. And as your hands are held out in that way, the spirit light orb gravitates itself over your hands. And it deposits something in your hands, and with its own magnetism, encourages you to close your hands. This is a gift that the spirit light orb wants to share together with you. And with a brilliant flash of light, the spirit orb vanishes. But its gift to you remains. What I want you to do right now is on the count of 3, when I reach 3, you will open your hands and you will get an impression of what that gift is. 1, 2, 3. Open your hands. See what is in your hands. And what you see, put it inside your heart. Just taking both hands, putting it upon the heart, and feel that gift just being placed inside the heart so that you can feel it deeper, so that you can deposit it directly into yourself. And so it can now run its course inside you. The gift that you have received from Spirit, now completely contained inside yourself, so that the fruits of its essence will now work with you. And that is Spirit's parting gift to you. And let's take some more deep breaths in and out. So inhale. Exhale. Second time, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. And just letting yourself relax now. If you're in a chair, maybe just lean back in the chair. If you're laying on the bed or the couch, just get yourself nice and comfortable. As we're now bringing ourselves back into the physical body, feeling ourselves returning back into the body, slowly moving the fingers, rotating the wrists, curling the toes, slowly moving the shoulders, fluttering the eyes. And when you feel ready, you can come back into the present moment. And feel free to share your experience. How was this experience with you through this guided meditation today? How did you feel? Did you want to share the gift that Spirit gave you? How do you feel after all of that cleansing? Feel free to share in the chat. And we will now return. Okay, well, that was wonderful. I was even feeling some stuff out of me being released at the same time as well, too. So, Rebecca says she got one big apology. Oh, wow. Sounds very interesting. Very good. So again, we're going to be doing this every Friday. Every Friday, we're going to have a guided meditation to start off the broadcast. So again, I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Petra says she received a golden key. Fantastic. Sounds like a golden key to the heart. Excellent. Nancy says, I got a big old light cannon. Light cannon. Cool. Kim says, it was beautiful. Thank you so much. George says, feels great. Pain is released. Fantastic. It's great to hear. Rick says, it gave me nature, trees with colorful light. Arlene says, received a key and a ball of light. Oh, another person received a key. Very good. And another person who's received a ball of light. Karen and Arlene both received balls of light. Kim received a feather. Oh, feathers are good, right? I can know that from experience. When I decided to let go of my channeling, retire from it in that way, when I woke up in the morning, I actually had a little bird feather placed right to the corner of my bed when I woke up the next morning. And there was no way, there's no windows open or anything of that nature. It was Spirit just giving me this little gift of a bird's feather that was manifested just on the corner of my bed the day that I decided to let go of channeling and hang up the towel from it. And I got that beautiful sign. I also got like more visions of feathers throughout the whole day as well too. So feathers are really, really good. That's showing that you're getting lighter. You're basically freeing yourself. You're releasing yourself. You've basically taken off a shackle. Whenever you're looking at feathers, guys, whenever you get a feather symbolism, that's letting you know that you're taking off shackles. You're taking yourself out of a prison and you're moving yourself into a freer state of being. So very good. Elizabeth said, I received pure water. Arlene, getting chills. Great. Victoria said, Spirit gave more ringing louder in both ears. Great. Yeah, so there's something here that people, especially with my students as well too, even with people who go into meditation, they start doing release work, if they're doing BCR technique, if they're doing prana transmission as well too. One of the common things that comes up is ringing in the ears. Okay. So if you guys do get ringing in the ears, say for example after you've done meditation or after you've been doing some releasing, and all of a sudden, Brad, I'm noticing like both of my ears are ringing a little bit here. Don't be alarmed, okay? Those are meant to be temporary, right? So if it's a temporary thing, it will not last. It might just last a few minutes, okay? Those are your fields being adjusted. It's your own magnetic energy. It's shifting itself, right? So that you're being recalibrated. So it's a recalibration effect. And when we get those ringing in the ears pertaining to this calibration, that often has to do with the pituitary and the pineal gland, right? So there's some shifts going on, and your entire field is being readjusted. Your vibration is being worked on, okay? So if you do get temporary ringing in the ears when you're doing your inner work, don't be alarmed. That's very common. I have gotten that quite a bit myself. Now, if ringing in the ears is a lot more long-term, and if it's a lot more constant in that way, then that could be another particular type of issue. As an example, tinnitus, okay? So basically when you're getting a recalibration ringing, it's very, very short. It doesn't last very long. It's temporary and actually doesn't really feel that bad. It actually feels a little pleasant. But if you're getting those kind of penetrating rings that are much more long-term, that would probably be something like tinnitus. So you may want to get that checked out. But just for this, in regards to shifting of the magnetic field, a recalibration of yourself, it's very common to get ringing in the ears, okay? Because they're meant to be temporary, short-term, okay? So don't be alarmed at that. Lisa says, tension left my shoulders, felt forgiveness for myself. Very good. Doro has a question here. Why are my ears blocked recently? I am not sick or anything. Well, a lot of it can do with pressure, right? Now, basically, emotions can also cause blocked ears as well, too, right? If we're getting very emotional, if we're getting very overstrained with work, with tension, it's very common for the ears to get blocked. Like you feel like it's kind of like if you're riding up on a plane, right? And you get that pressure, and you have to kind of pop your ears at the same time. Well, that can happen too with emotional pressure and mental pressure as well too. So we do want to meditate a lot more, and we want to release a lot of that stuff, okay? So what I would suggest, guys, is keep doing this meditation that we just did, okay? Go back to it and just talk to Spirit, and let Spirit release the popping of the ears, or again, if there's anything regarding tinnitus, right? Release that as well too. All we have to do, guys, is take down the guard. We have to drop the shields. We have to drop the defenses. When we drop the defenses and we say, okay, I surrender this, I release it, I let it go, Spirit's going to take it from there. Say, okay, great. Now I can go in and I can take care of that for you. All right. So let's keep working with meditation. The guided meditation that you saw. Work with prana transmission technique. Okay. Work together also with BCR. Okay. So if we get popping in the ears, that's pressure, that's tension. So tension can be physical, tension can be emotional, tension can be mental. So we want to make sure that we're clearing ourselves out well. Okay. Especially if we're overthinkers, if we're doing so much work, if we have so much stress and pressure upon ourselves, that's going to build up in the ears. That's what causes them to pop. I know that feeling too, because I've had that also, with popped ears and blocked ears and ringing in the ears too. I've had all three. All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for again joining me with the guided meditation. We're going to move on to an inner practice today, and this is going to be another exciting practice that we're going to be doing, because I have not taught this to anybody yet. Okay, that includes my students. All right, so you guys will be the first here to try out this brand new exercise today. Okay, to put it in the best way I can, relating to a label of what this exercise represents, I refer to it as spirit power to vital power exercise. Okay, spirit power to vital power exercise. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be working with Ujjayi Pranayama. Okay, so for those of you who have been doing yoga and you're quite familiar with the breath, then you know what I'm talking about, relating to Ujjayi Pranayama. If you guys do not know what Ujjayi Pranayama is, I will give you guys a demonstration. Okay, when I was channeling Adronas, this is exactly how I breathed all the time. When I was going into the channeling state, right, you would see me orbiting like this, and I would also be doing breath work. And that breath work that I would be doing was Ujjayi Pranayama. Okay, some other channelers do it as well too, where they do Ujjayi breathing as they align and calibrate themselves into channeling. Now, of course, we're not doing channeling. What we're doing here instead is we're basically harnessing spirit power, and we're transmuting it into vitality. So you're going to be super duper energized as we're going to do this for a total of 5 minutes. Okay, so I'll be setting a timer and just keeping track on this for 5 minutes. Now, basically, again, I'll demonstrate the Ujjayi breath. One of the best ways to look at it is as you do the exhale, it's like you're trying to fog a mirror. So it's inhale, exhale. Okay. This is also referred to as ocean breathing as well too. It's like you're hearing an ocean, hearing the ocean inside a seashell. Okay, you're replicating that with your breath. So it's okay. So we're doing an ocean breath. That's Ujjayi Pranayama. So you're just breathing in through the nose, getting a lot of that air in you. And out through the nose. But at the same time as you're breathing through the nose, it's like you're breathing through the mouth at the same time. Okay? Because we're trying to fog that mirror. Okay? So inhale. Exhale. Okay? So it's nose breathing, both for the inhale and the exhale. Okay? Yeah, keep your questions about tinnitus, guys. Let's save that till we get into Q&A. Okay, we'll talk more about tinnitus in the Q&A because I do have some remedies for you guys. Okay, so just please save your questions regarding tinnitus. I want you guys to focus with me here as we're going to do this inner practice because this is going to really benefit you. Okay? All right, so we're going to do Ujjayi Pranayama. Okay, so that's the demonstration I'm giving you guys. Now, when we're doing Ujjayi Pranayama, this is where we're going to do some visualization, okay? For those of you who are not visual, it's okay. I just want you to feel it, okay? But this will benefit you more is if you actually visualize, okay? So when we're doing the inhaling breath, we're actually imagining like particles of spirit light are coming from the air and absorbing itself directly into our body. Just like these little sparkles of light, these little particles of light, are just popping up, and they're surrounding your entire aura. Okay, and you're feeling those particles of light just being absorbed into your body as you inhale. As you exhale, you're imagining that all of that particles of light is now turning into vital energy, vital power. Okay, so that means that every organ is now receiving all of the spirit light. every gland, every bodily system, all of the infrastructure of your physical body is receiving the spirit light as you inhale. As you exhale, you're basically just imagining that the entire room around you is turning white with light. Okay? So that's basically it. If I was to basically adjust the brightness on this and turn the dial until all you see is white, then that's the idea of the exhale. Okay? So the exhale is basically just turning your ordinary looking space into a white light realm. Okay? Just like you're turning a dial. So the more that you visualize this, the greater. You can also see it like an expanding light of sun, right? Just like expanding light, like a sun coming out of you and just filling the entire room with white light. And then we repeat and do it again and do it again and do it again. And we're going to do it for 5 minutes straight. Okay, so again, a reminder, Ujjayi Pranayama. Okay, so as you inhale, exhale. Really feeling that intensity of the Ujjayi. Okay, like I said, for a lot of you guys who do yoga, you know exactly what I'm talking about with Ujjayi breath. Okay, it's a very powerful pranayama. So that's what we're doing here. So again, as you inhale, you're absorbing spirit light. As you exhale, you're projecting, you're expanding the vitality, filling the entire space until you feel like your entire space turns white. Okay, so let's get ourselves nice and relaxed now. Making sure the spine is nice and straight. Neck is nice and straight as well too. Now I'm going to set a timer here for 5 minutes. Okay, let's begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, and just close your eyes. And again, inhale. Exhale. Okay, continue to do this flow. Inhale. As you're inhaling, you're feeling that spirit light coming into you. Exhale. As you're exhaling, feeling your entire space turning white with light. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring the spirit light into your body. Exhale, expand the vital power. Inhale, bring in the spirit power. Exhale, expand the vital power. Inhale, feel those sparkles of spirit light coming into the body. Exhale, feel your room turning white with light as you expand the vital power. Inhale the spirit power. Exhale the vital power. Inhale the spirit power. Exhale the vital power. Make your whole room turn white. Inhale, feel all the particles of spirit entering the body, crystallizing, charging the body up. Exhale, expanding the vital power, making your entire space turn white. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, continue with the flow for the next couple of minutes. Remember your visualization. So remember again, taking in that spirit energy. Let it absorb into your body. Exhale, expanding that vital power. Filling your entire space with white light. Okay. We're going to do this for another minute. Okay, so inhale, absorbing spirit power. Exhale, expanding vital power, turning your space white. Inhale, absorb the spirit particles into the body. Exhale, expand your aura, expand the vital power. Let it flow in power throughout your entire space. Inhale. Exhale. Right, so you're getting that ocean breath, doing Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale. Exhale. Just like the ocean. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And relax. Okay. So this is spirit power to vital power exercise using Ujjayi Pranayama. Okay? It's very, very powerful. I've actually started to bring this into my routine every single morning. I did 10 minutes worth of it. And after that 10 minutes, you feel so incredibly powerful. You feel like a god walking on the earth. It's so incredibly very, very powerful. If you guys really want to enhance your psychic abilities, if you want to really enhance your intuition, if you want to enhance your brain functions, your memory, so forth, this is the exercise you do. Okay? If you want to completely purify and refine the body, this is the exercise you do. If you want to develop yourself psychically, you want to improve your intuition a lot more, this is the exercise that you do. If you want to thicken the potency of your magnetic field so that you feel a lot more aware of your space, feeling the life force, the prana that flows through you, where you can actually detect people miles away because your prana is so incredibly powerful, this is the exercise that you do. Okay? This is actually what's turning you. This is actually something that a mage would do. Okay? This is actually going back to old magic practices in the times of old, is they would start doing things like pranayama breath, and they would start breathing in spirit, they would start exhaling vitality. Not to mention how much physical vitality you have in yourself. You feel like you could run a marathon after doing this for 10 minutes. Okay? It's a very powerful exercise. This is why I'm incorporating it into my morning routine. Another great thing is it'll make you look younger. It's actually going to clear away a lot of aging cells. It's going to purify your body. It's going to clear away a lot of the old debris in the body. It's going to make you look a lot younger. It's really beneficial for your organs as well, too. It's great for all the vital organs. It's good for your blood flow. It's good for your blood pressure. There are hundreds of benefits relating to the exercise that I've just taught you. Okay? So this is what I just referred to as spirit power to vital power exercise, or we could just call it spirit vitality exercise. Simple as that. Okay? So work together, and you guys just did 5 minutes. Okay? Imagine how well you're going to feel if you're doing it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay? Said I basically do it 10 minutes per day because if I do it more than that, I think I'm just going to get so supercharged I'll feel like I could lift a car over my head. So I do it for 10 minutes. But if you want to do it longer than that, go for it. Okay? It's going to give you so much power. It's going to give you so much strength. Right? So please take advantage of it. Okay. Mash says he's feeling dizzy. All right, well, just let yourself sit down. Just take soft, subtle breaths. Let the dizziness pass. It's okay. It's a lot of power you're bringing into the body, especially if you guys are just doing Ujjayi Pranayama for the very first time. If this is your first time doing Ujjayi, then just sit and just relax for a few minutes. Maybe lay down on the couch, lay down on a bed, right? And just let yourself kind of catch yourself. After a few minutes, you'll be just fine. Okay. Drink some water too. Okay, very good, guys. So that is the guided meditation I wanted to share with you this morning. That is the inner practice I wanted to share with you today as well too. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move into questions. Okay, so if you guys do have any questions for me, like I said, it can be on any subject, just making sure it's semi-personal or general in nature. And we'll move on to questions now. So, as I remember, before we were doing the Ujjayi Pranayama, we were looking into the question about tinnitus. Okay, so again, there are some questions about people's ears being blocked, about ringing in the ears as well too, about tinnitus. Brad, how can I get rid of it? Well, if we're looking at this in regards to inner work, you'll want to use prana transmission technique and or BCR technique, because those two things do get rid of it. Okay. If we're looking into some physical things that we can work with, one of the things I would recommend you guys work with is mullein garlic oil. Okay. So it's spelled Mullein. Okay. Mullein garlic oil. Okay. You can find that on Amazon. It's very, very simple to get. So mullein garlic oil, and you just get this little container, and they're just little drops. Okay. So I usually, when I've had tinnitus as well too, I would just put 2 drops in each ear. After that, the ringing would stop for the whole day, and I'd probably be good for a couple of days after that. And then I may get a little bit more ringing, and then I would put it in the ear again as well too. And that really helped. But really what cleared away a lot of my tinnitus was exactly as I stated, prana transmission technique, BCR technique, right? Those are the things that really cleared it out, right? So I basically just look inside the ear, I can feel the sensation, I feel it, I'm aware of it, and then I'm Om chanting it out with prana transmission technique version 2, okay? Or I'm doing BCR technique, I gather all my love energy in it, and I send my love energy directly into the ears, clearing away the infection. Doing that about 2 or 3 times, and the infection's gone. Okay, those are the best ways to do it. Okay, anytime you're doing inner practice, anytime you're doing inner work, that is what I would recommend first and foremost, before even going into physical products. But if you want to use physical products, mullein garlic oil would be my suggestion. Okay, a second physical product you could use is structured silver. Okay. And that's there's a website that I go to buy my structured silver. It's called thankyousilver.com. That's thankyousilver.com. Okay, you get a bottle of it, and again, you just get an eyedropper, and you just put it into the ears as well too, about 2 or 3 drops, and that helps as well too. So mullein garlic oil or structured silver from thankyousilver.com. I'm not sponsored by them, so don't worry about it. If I do get sponsored by somebody, guys, it's because I believe in their product. So if Thank You Silver had a sponsorship program, I probably would get sponsored by them, because they're a very, very good, reputable company. Okay, so if you do see me with something like that in the future, it's because I believe in the product. Right? But so far, no, I don't have any sponsors as of yet. But anyways, those are the 2 things that I would suggest. Okay, mullein garlic oil and structured silver. But most importantly, first and foremost, do your inner work, and that's going to help to clear all that stuff out. Okay? All right, guys, so let's go ahead and move to some questions. Let's see. So yeah, that was Corinne that asked a question about tinnitus all the time. How do you stop that? So Corinne, go ahead and use those, right? BCR technique, prana transmission technique. If you don't know where BCR and prana transmission technique is, just go to my playlists on my YouTube channel here. You'll see prana transmission technique 3-day challenge, and you'll see BCR technique 30-day challenge. All right, I suggest just everybody on this channel doing one of those 2, or even better yet, do both. Right, they are extremely beneficial. My students are using prana transmission technique mostly. They've also been using BCR technique, and they are setting themselves free. Okay, you're going to have an opportunity to meet these students in the times ahead, I have no doubt. Right? And you're going to see for yourselves what students can do for themselves, because it's your commitment, it's your willpower that is allowing yourself to go through complete release and go free. And now your life becomes filled with miracles. And they will tell you that firsthand, because they're beginning that journey. Okay? So let's go down the list here a bit more. So again, guys, I'm not doing any other distance healing today. I would just say, if you guys aren't feeling too well, just go back to the guided meditation. Okay? Work with that, because that's all you really need. Just work with the guided meditation, as we did here earlier. Or again, work with BCR technique and work with prana transmission technique. Next week, I'll be taking some personal distant healing requests. Okay? Just not this week. But next week, I'll be doing that as it's part of the new format. Okay? Yeah, Wendy says, I don't know what's wrong, but too afraid to go to the doctor because of chest pain. Okay. Well, Wendy, you don't have to go to a doctor. In fact, what I encourage is that you guys become not your own doctor, but become your own healer. Right? I don't want to use the D word, but I would say just become your own healer. So guys, I have so much stuff on my channel here for you that can completely clear away every problem that you have. It's just a matter of doing BCR technique. It's just a matter of doing prana transmission technique. It's just a matter of doing that meditation exercise we did earlier. You guys have to do it, right? You got to get out of this mentality of thinking that somebody's going to snap their fingers and make me feel better. You have to realize, firstly, that you're the gatekeeper. You're the one that's keeping in all of this pain. This is why I say in the guided meditation that you have to open up and you have to let that pain out. If you guys continue to keep it in here because you see it as an identity, you're never going to get rid of it. Okay, you may start to shrink it down a little bit, but then it'll pop back up again because you're not looking at the underlying issue. 90 to 95% of the issues that we have within ourselves are mentally, emotionally caused. Okay, they're psychological. So when you start to let go of those things, you have no problem. You'll be cured of everything. Okay, I'm demonstrating that with my students. I'm demonstrating that with you guys. I've been demonstrating that with you guys for months, doing these broadcasts. Okay, that's all that you need to do. Don't worry about going to a doctor. Right? I'm not trying to put them out of business or anything like that. It's fine if you feel that you want to go to a doctor and that the doctor will help you, then go for it. Okay? But if you want to be your own healer, which is what I recommend, and I would just say that even for alternative practitioners as well too, is just be your own healer. Right? Learn these practices and put these practices to work. Right? If you feel, well, Brad, I'm a busy guy, I'm a busy gal, I don't know if I can do this. So does that work mean more than your own health and well-being? What happens when you get so sick that your body passes away? Right? You got to take your health and well-being into consideration first before doing all these crazy things in your daily life. Okay? So put the crazy things on hold, put it on pause, and take some time to learn these very simple practices that I'm teaching you guys. And I'm giving them away for free, guys. I'm not charging you hundreds or thousands of dollars for these practices, like BCR technique and like prana transmission. Okay? This is all available to you for free. So go to the playlists, learn the practice, start working with it, and you're going to end all of your illness. You're going to end all of your problems. You're going to take off all of your shackles. You're going to end all of your struggles, and you're going to be free. There's no greater feeling than that. Okay? That's just a reminder to everybody. Okay. Joe P. here asks, question, can you reveal some secrets about the Sphinx, please? About the Sphinx. Well, do you guys remember what Edgar Cayce talked about regarding the Sphinx? What's under the right paw of the Sphinx? Okay? There is actually a secret vault there. Okay? Now, the Sphinx itself is all about code. When we're basically looking at the entire Giza Plateau, it's just a giant code. Right? This is why, again, when we look at the pyramids, we look at the connections to the stars. When we look at the Sphinx, again, we're often reminded of the knowledge under the right paw of the Sphinx. Right? It's a chamber. There's a chamber under there. And basically what I could say would be under there, it's basically put together by very wise mages. And I would say that not even modern society has been able to break into those particular types of vault or vaults that may be kept underneath the Sphinx. It's basically very, very heavy guarded. And it may actually be even in another dimension as well, too. It's almost like looking at the halls of a Menti. But basically, you're looking at ancient knowledge that is contained inside those vaults. The secret origins of humanity, everything in regards to our ancient history, is kept inside that vault. So again, like I said, I'm not too sure if that vault is physical or if it's extra-dimensional. But nonetheless, the knowledge that's hidden is under the paw, and it's kept as sacred knowledge for the right person or the right people to access it at a certain point, where it may just become visible, it may become accessible in that way. But everything really pertaining to the Giza Plateau has all been based upon the secret origins of humanity, where we came from, right? Our cosmic family, what we're here to do on the earth, our own path of ascension, everything of that nature, right? How we were designed, how we were built, how we came here. All of those secrets are basically kept within the Giza Plateau. Okay, it's all written in code. Also talks about 2038, just as a fellow named John Van Alken was talking about. And before I even knew about the guy, I was talking about 2037 and 2038 as well too. And so there is an Egyptian timeline that Edgar Cayce was able to predict relating to this timeline that exists as you measure through the pyramid inch pertaining to the Great Pyramid of Giza. And that as you actually total up all of the inches of the pyramid through this specific measurement, this basically creates a timeline. And the timeline ends in 2038. Okay? And John Van Alken studied this, right? He's it's Van Alken. It's John Vanauken. He's been an Edgar Cayce researcher for many years, and he's also been a researcher of ancient history as well too. And so I was able to bring about this prediction pertaining to 2037, 2038. And then one of my subscribers contacted me shortly after I did that video and said, "Oh, Brad, you know what? There's some people that are saying similar things as well too." And so I was able to find out about John Van Alken and his work regarding 2038. Okay, so we had a synchronicity here. It was quite nice, quite beautiful. So 2038 basically represents the end of prophecy. It's the culmination of prophecy. That's one of the secrets of the Giza Plateau. And the Egyptian timeline is so incredibly accurate. It was able to accurately predict exactly when world wars would start and end, when empires would rise, when empires would fall, and they were completely accurate to the letter, right to the letter. There was also saying that Jesus was born in 4 BC and not 0 AD. Right? So basically the church, or again our history, pertaining to Jesus is about 4 years off. He was actually born in 4 BC. 4 BC is actually when King Herod was ordering for all infants to be slaughtered. Right? So basically it could even be a little bit earlier than that, maybe 5 or 6 BC that he was born. Right? So again, there's just all these accuracies pertaining to the pyramid timeline, or to the pyramid Egyptian timeline, and it ends in 2038. Right? So this is again why there's some beautiful synchronicity between what I've shared about 2037 and 2038 and what John Van Alken was able to discover through his work about 2038 as well too. And he says also that it's a very, very monumental time. He's not too sure what's going to happen, but it's going to be very, very monumental. It's going to shift the human consciousness in a way that we can't even imagine, right? And he also refers to it as the end of prophecy. It's the culmination to where all prophecies pertaining to this age comes and ends. It's the end of the age. The modern age ends in 2038, right? And then we go into much more of a quantum or a cosmic age, right? So it's basically representing, if we're looking into the age of Aquarius, if we're looking into that golden age, 2038 is the start of that, right? And then we move into the golden age from 2038 onwards, okay? Some people get a little pissy with me, though. Say, "Oh, Brad, that's too long. Come on, we're here in 2022. Can't it happen in like 2024, 2025? Guys, I'm not the one who wrote the Egyptian pyramid timeline. I'm not the one that's, quote-unquote, come up with these predictions. This is what I'm being told. 2037, 2038. Right? This is through John Van Alken's work as well, too, in synchronicity with mine. He talks about 2038. We're not making this up, guys. This is what comes to us. This is what comes through our learning. So it's not me. Don't take it up with me. This is the natural flow of our progression of timeline, okay? It's not up to you guys. It's not up to you to control the world and say, "Oh, I want things to happen in 2024 because then we just have 2 more years and then we're good." Well, guess what? That's almost kind of sounding like a spoiled brat, right? Who wants more and more food and there's no more food to give you, okay? This is not your world to command. This is not your world to control, okay? We are living through a collective world, and we're measuring the idea of how the collective is going to shift during these years to come, up into 2038, where I've also talked about 3 days of darkness, okay? And that is going to be happening as well, too. I was even double-checking on that the other day. So yeah, that's still in course with happening. It occupies all timelines, but only some people will experience it, some people will not. Everybody is basically going to go in their own direction come 2038. right? We all go in our own direction. And I know people have millions of questions about how that's going to work. I don't have answers for you. It's a subjective split that takes place. Everybody just goes off into their own reality through the time of harvest, right? The end of 2037 up into 2038 represents the time of harvest. And once you go into harvest, everybody just splits off like a prism, and they go off into their own respective realities. Okay? Other than that, I don't really have much else to tell you guys. Maybe as time gets closer, we'll have some more information regarding 2037, 2038. But in the meantime, we still got quite a few years before that time. So I just share things as I can, as it comes. Okay? So again, very good question there, Joe, about the Sphinx. I gave you a little bit more too, about 2038. All right. Okay, here's a question here from Sultan. Sultan has a question here. Sultan Ahmed. Hi, Brad. Could you please share some info about the possibility of unification of these countries, 3 countries, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh? Okay. So will there be unification to come for India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh in the times ahead? Let's take a look. Not as of yet, okay? I have no doubt that something like that will happen in the times ahead, but there's just a lot of things on their plate right now, and that's not even what they're considering right now, about the idea of a merger between those 3 countries. But in the times ahead, yes, I feel something like that will come together. There is a lot of alliance work taking place, right? A lot of these countries are in alliance, but they're not really merging together, okay? But there is a lot of work being done behind the scenes. Like I said, just to clear away a lot of the filth. We're clearing away a lot of the debris of the dark forces, right? All the dark force stuff is looking to get off the planet altogether before we start moving into merging countries, okay? So again, I think people will still be a little heartbroken that that's not really happening right now. There's still just a lot of work. Like I said, there's been a lot of tyranny that has been left from all of these systems, all of these programs that have been left from the dark forces, and we're just basically trying to get a lot of that stuff out first. So Spirit's going to kind of do that right now, saying, are we going to see a merger? Psst. Lips are sealed, okay? I personally feel that yes, at some particular point we will, but there's no indication of a when of that happening. There's just so many other affairs. It's like what I was talking about yesterday, right? If we're concentrating on this one domino tile, we're missing all the other tiles that are now falling apart as we're seeing the pattern of dominoes fall, okay? So that's kind of really outstretched. That's a little bit more of a further domino in that way. I know, guys, I know we want these things to happen right away, but guys, it's not up to us, right? This is the flow of the world. Leave the world to God, okay? Don't leave the world to yourself, right? Everything just plays itself out as it needs to. It's all divinely taken care of. It's all divinely written, as it were. This is all part of, in that sense, a divine script. And everything needs to happen together in providence. Because again, we're seeing things that are taking place right now that we don't even realize how beneficial it is that these things are taking place, because we're just focusing on that one domino tile. So we need to zoom out, and we need to see the entire pattern of what's falling. And that's what I would say, just keep track of. Look at the signposts. Look at what the signposts are trying to tell you. Okay? And then that's what's going to give you a much more brighter idea about what's to come. So merging countries will eventually happen, but I don't feel it's happening right now. Spirit's not really saying anything about it. It's just keeping its lips zipped up right now. And so nothing specific is coming out of that. Okay? So I'd have to say nothing is happening right now about the unification of those 3 countries. There's more stuff that we have to work with first before we even consider getting around to that. Okay? But in times ahead, I definitely see something like that happening. Okay? Thank you, Sultan. Okay. Let's go down the list here a bit more. Yeah, and Ethan here is correct. Ethan says, don't get fixated on dates. I did that with the 2012 BS, now I just go with the flow. Well, the whole idea with 2012 is that stuff actually did happen in 2012. We just didn't know it, right? There's a lot of shifting that was taking place. It was all about the idea of the world at that time, through 2012, moving into a greater truncation pertaining to the nature of time. This is why it feels like time speeds up. So basically, in that sense, you could see 2012 as a time wave zero, very similar to what Terence McKenna was researching about time wave zero, because a lot of that came to pass. Okay, 2012 wasn't BS, guys. Okay, things did happen, but it wasn't something that you could identify as tangible. From that time of around 2012, everything really just started to speed up a lot more. We now started to move much more into a greater consortium of events that would take place on a daily basis. We don't know this. This isn't, again, when you guys look at these particular events, yes, things do happen, but you're looking for them in the wrong places. You're trying to think that it's over here, that it's over there. And that's not what's being said. If you really understood what the idea of 2012 represented, it was the idea of the truncation of time. And that happened. Okay? So everything in regards to 2012 pertaining to the nature of time happened. It's the idea that we're moving much more into a dimensional flow where more event is coming forward, and this is speeding us up. Do you guys ever feel that as soon as you wake up, it just feels like you're here for the day just for a very, very short time, and the day just goes by like that? Okay? That's because of 2012, because of what's happened. There was a time wave zero. So there were some very, very big shifts. But people were, again, putting their fear porn on 2012, thinking it was a doomsday, thinking that the world would blow up, thinking that extraterrestrials would come down and rescue us on ships and evacuate the entire planet, and all these other ridiculous, stupid conspiracy theorists about not really what's going on. When in fact, all 2012 represented was that it was the end of how we understood the flow of time. It was very accurate. Right? Because we can even measure things back to the time of 2012, but when things started to get much more intense and we moved into a new focal point. And even when I was doing ceremony on December 21st, 2012, I could feel something new in the air. Okay? It was not a bunk event. It certainly did lead us into a time wave zero. Exactly what Terence McKenna was spending his time working with. That is very, very true, guys. 2012 was not a flop in that way. There was something that was happening with it. And now we're experiencing that. Look where we are now, 10 years later, here in 2022. Look at everything that's happened. Look how fast everything is moving. Look how much event is coming in. Look at how much everything around the entire planet is all happening at once. Do you think that just came overnight? No. That critical point was in 2012. Okay? So that date did come true. Now, I agree, we don't really want to get hooked up on dates, but the reason I'm giving the importance of the idea of 2038 is because not just in regards to what I've shared about it, but with what John Van Elken has also talked about it. That is the end of prophecy, okay? You guys are going to be looking low here and low there for things that are going to be happening in 2038. And I said, that's not how it's going to work. You have to look into the nature of yourselves. One who is in touch with their own inner being is going to know these shifts are going to happen in 2038, right? When I'm talking about you moving into a golden age, do you think that that's going to all of a sudden happen at the sunrise? Oh, hey, look, there's a golden bridge right over here. Oh, it's connecting to fourth density Earth. Huh, how about that? Well, let me pack my bags and I'll get up that golden escalator and I'll just go all the way up to fourth density Earth just in that way. It doesn't work that way, guys. You guys are looking for it in the wrong places. This is the idea to where the very essence of reality itself shifts. And we're moving into a greater truncation of being, where time itself moves into a much more dedicated flow. As people start to evolve themselves, they're going to become much more in alignment with time. The same thing with space. The same thing with the events taking place upon the planet, as it is going to slowly merge into something even better. Okay? So it's not to say these things don't happen, guys. You're just looking in the wrong places, right? When you start looking into the idea of time and space, when you start looking into the nature of the divine laws of how everything functions in that flow, and you see how that comes upon the planet, you'll know this happens. This is why only a few people are going to see it. To everybody else, it's going to be a Thursday. But the people in that sense who are spending time working with themselves, understanding the nature of space and time, they will know things will shift. Just like I felt on December 21st, 2012, something definitely shifted. I felt it, right? And it did. So like I said, that's what you have to tune in, guys. You have to tune into the science of the heart, not the science of the ego, because you won't see a damn thing. Okay? So that's very important. Like I said, it's true. We don't want to really focus on dates too much, but I would say that we put that up with 2038 because that does have a significance behind it. Okay? Not saying when in 2038 or when in 2037, but we're just being aware of that time as it gets closer and closer. Okay? All right, let's go down here. Okay, this one here is from Petra. Petra says, are there some white hats or counterforces in German government? All right, let's take a look. Okay, well, yes, there certainly is, but there's still some dark hats there too at the same time. Okay, so like I said, there's been a lot of plans that are in fruition right now to completely transform the nature of the German government. We're starting to see that right now in certain countries. They're moving into transitional states of government. People are stepping down. Like I said, certain countries will be slower than other ones. Some will be quick, some will be slow. Okay, so again, we're looking at things that is not the right place to look at. Okay, we have to look at the dominoes surrounding us. So you want to be aware who steps down. Somebody get COVID, right? Some things, there's some scandals taking place here with the German government, etc. A lot of these things you want to keep an eye on, okay? Because it's not, again, where you think it's going to happen. You're looking down a certain door. I say, well, it's not coming from that door. You have to step back into the hallway here and just be in the hallway and just let the door open itself, right? We think it's going to come out through a certain door, and it's not. So yes, there are some very big, powerful shifts taking place here. So we're seeing a lot of action taking place right now. So we're seeing a lot of takedowns. We're seeing a lot of transitional flux taking place within Germany. They're waiting for exposures. More exposures are looking to come out in that sense and really get the people riled up. Okay, just like what happened here in Canada with the Freedom Convoy, just like what's happening with Netherlands and the farmers, right? So basically, it's all these attempts that are coming that's going to rile people up. And behind the scenes, it's good. Okay? Germany is in good shape. Like I said, guys, if we're falling for the narrative, we're only looking into the life movie. Okay? All the stuff that you're seeing on the official narrative is fake. Okay? It's not real. A lot of things are already together. They're basically just putting up things that have already happened, and they're making stories out of them. Just as part of this coming of age ceremony, initiation of people, right? That can now see past this and say, yep, I see past all this BS, and I'm just going to be with my soul tribe, and we're going to share compassion, share love with the people, right? And we're going to take a stand through our own soul tribes and make a difference. And that's you passing the test. Really, it doesn't even have to come down to soul tribes. When you already know better, you've already passed. Okay? People that are getting worked up with it and getting too fearful about all this stuff, they haven't passed. Okay? That's something you guys got to realize. So again, if we get too much into the narrative and we're buying into the narrative, that's where we're flunking a grade here. So we look at that and saying, no, this is a three-ring circus. This is a life movie, right? And all this stuff is basically just regurgitated stuff that's already been happening. And I'm just going to be at peace with myself. I'll be with my soul tribe, and we're going to share love and compassion with the world, and we're going to take a stand, and we're supporting everybody. And that's it. That's your passing grade. Okay? So the near future here again, this is surrounding the cabal. It looks like secrets are going to be exposed. I think there's going to be some big disclosures coming out together with this. It feels like there's some plans in store to basically take out the government currently in Germany, replacing it with a transitional one. So very similar like what's happened in the UK, right, where there's been people stepping down. It's going to happen in Germany too. It's going to happen in Sweden. It's going to happen in Switzerland. It's going to happen in Australia. It's going to happen in New Zealand. It's going to happen in Austria. It's going to happen in Finland. It's going to happen in a lot of these European, Asian countries. Okay, just some countries are slower than another, but it's all going to happen. It's all going to come together because that's going to be the new wave of things, right? We're seeing the old collapse and we're watching the new rise in its place because 2022 is a takedown year. It is a year of action. It is a year of justice. It is a year of healing. That's what this year represents, and it has not disappointed. It's been doing that since the get-go. Okay, and here we are nearly past the half point of the year, and we're seeing some more of this intense transformation taking place. Okay, and it's going to continue to happen. Just some countries are slower or quicker than others. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so then we're going to take one or two more questions, guys, and we're going to wrap up here. Okay. Okay, here's one from Sima. Sima says, "Hi Brad, thank you. Any insights about Israel?" Okay, so we'll take a look at Israel. How's Israel doing right now? How's their government doing right now? How are things with Israel currently? Well, the horns of justice are sounding very loudly in Israel. Okay, so this is exactly what's happening. Roundups, right? Roundups, takedowns, processing, right? Perhaps secret courts as well too that are taking place. This is the pass card as well too. So this tells me this has been happening for the past couple of months. Israel's been going through a very big cleanup, and it's going in a very good direction. Okay. So just like I said, with what's happened with the UK, right, where we're seeing the transitional government turn around, this is also going to be happening to Israel. And from what I can see here, there's a lot of good cards here. Okay, a lot of good cards. Is this an elevating card or is this a descending card? I don't really like to use the word hope, right? So it's an elevating card. It's an upward card, right? Things are going to change. New thinking, new planning, new processes are putting in place together with Israel. Okay. So basically we could say a lot of the fake old routine, the old regime in that sense, is playing out. So whatever regurgitated garbage they're bringing regarding Israel in that sense is not really the case, right? There's a lot of cleanup taking place, right? So again, we have to be careful of what the narrative says about what's going on, okay? It's going to be a little bit of time before there's some transitional shifts in effect, but there is going to be new authority put in place over the next couple of months, okay? So we're probably going to see that maybe around fall time, or at latest winter. Okay, so around fall, winter time, we may start to see new governance coming together for Israel. Okay, so very good. Israel's doing well. Like I said, guys, don't buy into the narrative. Right, that's regurgitation. That's for the sleepers. All right. Okay. So I think we're going to end with this final question here. This is a political question from MA. MA says, will the Canadian Bill C11 be passed this fall? It will allow the government to block internet and email messages it doesn't like. It has gone through first reading successfully. I think they've been doing this for years, though, already. So if they're trying to put a bill out for it, well, it's kind of too little too late. Right? But let's take a look here. think so. I don't think it's going to. All right, so it looks like there's some shifting going on here. Okay, so again, a lot of this stuff, like I said, guys, it's just old narrative. Whenever you're noticing that they're trying to pass these bills, whenever you're noticing that they're trying to bring tyranny through the narrative, like I said, guys, it's regurgitated garbage that's just basically being shown for the sleepers to get them pissed off, to light a fire under their butt, and to stand up and say, no, we're not going to take it. Okay? So I would really not concern so much about these bills. Okay? Looks like it's going to be put to rest, right? Looks like it's going to be put to rest. It's not something that's going to maybe be vetoed in that way. Okay? And it looks like something better is going to come of this. Okay? So like I said, they're putting all these things together to really getting people to stand up and saying, well, guys, this is your government. This is what they want to do, right? And so there's going to be a standing up with this. But like I said, I think just a lot of this stuff is just being thrown on the table and saying, no, 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 no. All people have to do is just say no. That's it. You don't really have to do anything else. You just say, nope, I don't want that. Just that very thought alone is going to cancel it out. Okay? So spirit will not bring in what is not favored in regards to vibration, right? So if you're looking into the idea where there is indeed a transitional government, where there's a new financial system, where there's equality and fairness being brought forward to the people, where there's sharing, where there's new technologies coming together, where there's new education that's actually harmonious and much more ethical, that's what you guys need to be putting your intentions forward with, rather than saying, oh my God, they're trying to do this, what do we do? That is wrong thinking. Okay? The right thinking is what I just said, is moving into the ethicalness. Where do you want the earth to be? If so many people, in the thousands at least, come together and start putting their intentions about what they want out of the earth, it's going to happen. By you just saying, no, but what are we going to do? You know, is this going to, I don't want this, but oh my goodness, what happens if it does happen? Blah, 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 blah. Then you're just getting back into the fear. Even if you say no, you're still carrying on. You're still catching the tail of that thing. Guys, that's not going to benefit you. So to all Canadians, right, who want to basically see a Canada that is completely different from what we've been living with for such a long time, visualization is important. Being able to see who you want to be with, what you want to live in through relating to a country, how you want to bring about ethical nature, all of that needs to be put forward. If you guys keep complaining and whining and concerning about all these bills and you're getting right into the fear porn, then you flunked. You have flunked yourself because you're just constantly feeding that fear. As long as you acknowledge fear, fear remains. As long as you acknowledge suffering, suffering remains. As long as you acknowledge struggle, struggle remains. You have to learn to release all of it. Let it all go. And now we're looking at a country, and this is for everybody else in their own respective country as well too, that is actually much more in happiness and alignment in ethics to where we want to go, where people are being treated fairly, where there's no more of this stuff. But this is the problem of what the majority of people do. They acknowledge the suffering. They acknowledge the struggle. They acknowledge the pain and the harshness that they're going through. And they don't see past it. And as long as you keep acknowledging pain, guys, you're going to be in pain. As long as you keep acknowledging suffering, you're going to be in suffering. You have to let it go. You have to release it. This is why I urge you guys to do things like prana transmission technique and BCR. To let all that crap go. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't help anybody on the planet. Rather, you're looking towards things on a positive level. You're looking at things of the type of world that you want to be a part of. I've talked about this before. And if you really want to see the world transform into something beautiful, you have to be that beautiful. You have to be that light, right? You cannot think, oh yeah, they're doing all this stuff, but I'm acknowledging their fear and stuff. And do you think that's going to liberate you? You've put yourself in prison by you constantly acknowledging fear, constantly acknowledging suffering, constantly acknowledging struggle, constantly acknowledging your complete and total terror relating to what the government is doing or what the official narrative is telling you guys. You guys are in prison. So this is how you bail yourself out. You heal all of that. You release all of that stuff. And I'm letting go of all this gunk, and I'm choosing to live in a beautiful world because I am that beauty that is going to make that world what it is. Now you're on track. Now you move forward with a passing grade. Now that's an A+ on your manifestation report card. Okay? So this is something very, very important. Lastly, like I said, we're going to see some new shifting coming together here in the Canadian government. Okay? So we may see a change of leadership here in the next little while at the same time. But whether that happens or not doesn't matter. Our momentum forward is up to us. It's up to the people. Okay? It's not up to a bunch of suits sitting in a Senate, bitching and whining about bills and other pointless lower vibratory garbage that anybody who wants to join in the lower world with them sits in with. Okay? It's about throwing all that stupid crap away and start living in the world that you want to live in. Release, 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 go free, and be the world that you want to see. Okay? Thank you, everybody. That's going to wrap up our broadcast for today. So again, I'll be back next Friday with another episode of New Earth TV Live. And again, it'll be a full 2 hours. And a reminder, too, as well. Let me go back to my main screen here. That again, the promo code SUMMER15, all capital letters, is available on healingcodecards.com. That'll be 15% off all Healing Code card decks. Okay, so from Body Deck, Energy Deck, Mind Deck, both the printed edition and the digital editions. Okay, everything, every product on healingcodecards.com is 15% off when you use the promo code SUMMER15. Okay, it's 1 use limit per customer, so make sure you get the products that you want to use. And it's good till August 7th. All right, so I'll be making some more videos to come as well too for this channel. And I will see you again, guys, live stream next week, next Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific for our first 2 hour long New Earth TV Live. Thank you, guys. Take care. May it be well with you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar. May it be well with you. Goodbye for now. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your Mind Deck, your Body Deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.